I'm on a journey. I'm on a journey. And I'm also realizing that this journey is never ending. So girl, have fun in the process. And that's really what I plan on doing. And so in the last episode, I talked about how I was only given 60%. And so I've been thinking to myself, like, what would it look like to give 100%? Like, what would it really look like if I gave 100% to my career? And the thing that I've been processing lately is that it's not what I thought it would look like. Like, y'all, this has been, I feel like being an artist is it's truly like a path of self-discovery, because every milestone, every chapter, I'm learning something new about myself. And since I do create from such a personal place, and a place of healing, and a place of, you know, personal experiences and stuff, like, I don't know. I mean, but even when I say that, I think, like, actually, girl, that's a lot of artists. Like a lot of artists are channeling like what's going on inside of them, you know. But I'm just thinking in regards to, like, I'm not doing commissions per se. Like, I'm not sort of creating stuff that other people want me to create. Like, I'm genuinely making stuff that I want to share with the world, like messages that I think are important and need to be shared and need to be heard. And as I'm on that journey, it just feels very evolutionary, if that's the word. Like, I feel like I'm constantly evolving on it. And even, sharing this, y'all know, it definitely helps me process. But I'm like, okay, girl, what would 100% look like? What would 120% look like? And it's looking like getting help. And I think I talked about before, like, the art of receiving or whatever. And so here's like some nuances that I even want to share. And like, honestly, y'all, every time with these episodes, like, I genuinely don't know who be listening to these, but like, I just genuinely hope that it's helping somebody out there, and like helping you process on your journey, or helping you maybe like see maybe like what path you want to go on as an artist, or like whoever, whatever. Like, I don't know. I just put this stuff out here so the internet can do its thing, and whatever, maybe in 50 years from now, this will be clipped up, chopped up, and somebody be like, see, this one artist said da-da-da-da. I don't know, quote me, okay? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm just putting it out there because it feels necessary, you know. And I feel like I just wish that I had these kind of conversations. So anywho, so let me give you context on it. Okay, so I've been doing my thing we talked about for about 10 years, right? And so what I'm realizing, y'all, is that like a lot of full-time artists are burnt out. Like, a lot of us, like, I'ma just be like real with some stuff right now. And a lot of us are burnt out. I'm grateful right now that I'm not burnt out, but I'm very keen. I'm just deeply self-aware, okay? Like, I'm constantly looking within, okay? I'm constantly self-aware, and I'm realizing that if I continue on the path, I'm gonna get burnt out, and I'm gonna not want to paint, and not go to my studio, and not certain things. And like, I never want to tarnish the relationship that I have with my creative process, because it has truly saved my life in more ways than one. And so I want to be intentional about how I'm showing up in my creative process, and also in the process of realizing that, especially as a full-time artist, I'm being cautious of how I even monetize my creative process, you know. And I think that's where it's coming down to me making shifts. And so one of those shifts, which I'll probably share on the main channel, is that I got a job. Okay. I got a job. Okay. I feel like I haven't been saying that like I'm a full-time artist on the main channel anymore. And this has been for a while. It's not like, oh, I don't identify as a full-time artist, but I don't know. I just feel like it was starting to feel like, girl, why? You know, like, I don't know. I feel like Beyonce ain't out here like, I'm a full-time singer. Like, what does the full-time really matter, you know? And now I get it, as artists who want to become full-time artists, whatever, like that might be important to them, but like, I'm not trying to like teach other full-time artists how to be full-time artists like me. Like, that's not really my mission or my goal. That's not my target audience. Like, I'm not coaching. Y'all know how I feel about that. Like, that's none of like what I'm trying to do over here, you know. But I do understand the position that I have in inspiring people and inspiring other artists to be full-time artists. And so that's why I do like to share these moments of honesty and transparency and being like, it actually might not be everything that you're thinking it is. And actually, I've been humbled over these few years of realizing how much work that it genuinely takes to do what I've been doing. And I'm so proud of how far I've come, but I've also realized that it's not sustainable. And so in realizing that it's not sustainable, how do I continue to show up but pivot and shift what I'm doing in a way, but also get clear on where I want to go? And so in the clarity of realizing where I want to go, which is really being in the fine art world, selling my paintings for 5 and 6 figures, having gallery representation, doing international exhibits. I actually have another solo exhibition coming up, y'all. It's gonna be from January to May. Like, that is like a long time for my work to be up for like the entire show. Is like all of my paintings at this gallery in Seattle. And I'm super duper excited about that. If you are one of the patrons, hey boo, okay, hey my co-creators, y'all know I love y'all, and I'm so grateful for my patrons. So if you are a patron, there'll be more details for you over there on Patreon, but I'll definitely share as well. The opening reception is going to be January 27th at Art Noir Gallery in Seattle, and it's going to be up from January 17th to May 5th. Okay, we haven't set on a date yet for the closing reception, but literally it's crazy how all this stuff has been happening. Like, since I've made a clarity point, since I've gotten clear on what I want to do, like, doors have been opening like crazy. And like, just the universe affirms to me, like, girl, you got this. You got this. You are truly a cosmic creator in this universe. And really, it starts with you getting clear. It starts with you defining exactly what you want, down to the nittiest of the nittiest like details. And I've been journaling. I've been writing it down, y'all. I've been scripting. I've been literally talking about the weather, the smells, the temperature, the taste, like, just get it as detailed as I can be. And because I'm realizing, like, oh, that actually does matter. Now, to a certain extent, like, I used to be, I don't know, I think like Gabrielle Bernstein talks about like manic manifestations, which I completely relate to, where you kind of like, you clinging, you obsessive, you like begging, like, it's just this like clinging, desperate energy, you know. So not scripting and writing things down from that point, but really understand. And like, y'all, when I actually when I say creators, that's how I genuinely feel. Like, I genuinely feel that we are creating our world, we are creating our reality, we are creating our moods. We're just creating so many things in our life. And so in the whole like manifestation community, I feel like it's all these, it feels like tricks or tactics, or like, oh, this is how I did. It's like, no, it's actually, it honestly don't even take all that. What it takes is clarity. It honestly takes clarity. And what I'm even getting to a point now is that I'm getting to a point of clarity, and the feeling that I'm feeling now, y'all, it's crazy. Like, it's just so crazy. And like, I feel it in my spirit, which is just so beautiful. What I'm realizing is that it's a level of clarity that goes beyond detachment, because they always say, oh, like, detach, just like let go, whatever. Yeah, it's not even about that. Sure, detach, like, let it go, live life, don't be like obsessive, whatever. But what I've realized that's been shifting stuff for me is living with the end in mind. That's why I love Law of Assumption and like Neville Goddard and stuff, because there's a different energy when you start living like it's already done. It's like you aren't waiting on anything. Like, you aren't like, oh, it's just gonna, like, it's just like, it's almost like, to me, there's so many things that I'm calling into existence that already feel like a done deal. Like, girl, it is such a done deal. And part of it, with it being a done deal, it's like, I just feel like the universe being like, girl, we was like waiting on you. We was honestly waiting on you to catch up. We was waiting on you to realize that you're worthy. We were waiting on you to get clear and get specific and stop with this wishy-washy, stop being lost, stop being confused, stop going back and forth. Like, we was genuinely waiting on you to have the clarity to actually genuinely have the clarity of what you want to create. Because creation isn't even That's not, it's like, it's not even, it's like, it's such, like, that is inevitable. That is inevitable. And we create on a daily basis, whether we know it or not, and whether we want to or not, it's happening. So it's like, you are creating, girl. So you just need to get clear on what you want to create. So I've been getting clear on that, and I'm seeing the shifts happen, and I'm seeing that, like, oh, like, it's, wow, I'm seeing the workings of my mind, and I want to share this with somebody, and I want to share it specifically with creators, creatives, artists, small business owners, entrepreneurs, like people who are trying to craft and build something in this world. We have to get help. Let me break this down, because I feel like I knew that, we say that, we hear that, like, la 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 la, oh, get help, teamwork make the dream work, you can't do it by yourself, la 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 la. Yes, we hear it. Let me tell myself something right now, because all these be me speaking to myself, okay? So here's what I learned about receiving help. Receiving help isn't as simple as you just getting a team. That's not, because sometimes a team can be more work, and sometimes a team can be more harmful than helpful. Okay, and this isn't speaking on my team at all. This isn't, because my studio assistant, my virtual assistant, both of them were absolutely incredible, and I could not have done what I've done without them. I genuinely believe that in my soul of souls. So this isn't to even say that. In order to receive the proper help, there has to be an appropriate level of, it's such a cosmic dance. What I realized for myself is that I was just delegating and dumping. That was like one issue that I had. I wasn't following up. I wasn't checking. I wasn't doing certain things. But then I would also swing to the other side of it, of like micromanaging. So it's like, okay, are you going to do it? Or are you going to let them do it? Okay, like, because now you micromanage it, and so now you trying to do your work and somebody else's work. But then, so it's like, I didn't know the balance of, like delegating something to somebody. And so what I'm realizing, like, the next level of help that I want to get is like genuinely understand what it takes to bring a masterpiece to life. It takes a team. And even with people, like, let's talk about like YouTube for a minute too, because I just briefly watched Shane Booty. Shane Booty is an incredible creator here on YouTube. She has a podcast. She has a channel where she talks about, like, I think the name of her podcast is Lovers and Friends, and they talk about like sexuality, relationship advice, all sorts of stuff. Her and her husband, and they have 2 kids, and they kind of talk about like marriage and stuff. And like, I love stuff like that. Y'all know me and Andy been married for years and years and years, and so it was refreshing to hear her perspective on certain things. Some of it was getting a little too much for me, so I had to kind of pull back, but we kind of ebb and flow. So, but she recently talked about how she was closing down her podcast. And just to let y'all know, I might not stay on the video this whole time. So if you watching my face, get on up, do something, like, just have me playing in the background, okay? Go on, do something, because we might not stay on the video the whole time. But just know that the audio will be here, okay? She was talking about how she's closing her podcast. And she talked about like Hollywood productions, like how genuinely there will be hundreds of people on a production team in order to make a movie come to life. And as content creators, as YouTubers, a lot of us, we're just solo creators. It's just us filming, being the talent, being the face, giving the energy, giving the enthusiasm. Also behind the scenes editing, setting up the lights. We are on audio engineers, we are on cameramen, like, we are literally doing everything. And it's so beautiful to see what we've been able to accomplish. But it's also humbling to know, like, just because you can do everything doesn't mean that you should do everything. And there's so many different tools that has allowed us to do so. Like, there's like, y'all know how I feel about that. I think I got a video up on the main channel from years ago where I was talking about this is the age of the artist. Like, there's so many tools at our disposal, which is so amazing. Y'all, let me hydrate. Stay hydrated, okay? There's been so many tools that have been made available to us at our disposal. And so me and Andy was having a whole conversation about this last night, but because we watched this video on YouTube by Christopher Nolan and talking about the film, like the filmmakers, and how just streaming, like y'all, streaming has impacted so many things. It's impacted the movie industry, the music industry, the arts as well. Like that's just like, I feel like just the internet has changed so many things, and so as creatives, so many of us are trying to adapt. But me and Andy was just talking about art should be accessible to the world and whatever. So like artists need to do whatever they need to do to make it happen. And it's like, I agree. As artists, we need to do whatever we need to do to like make it happen. But I also just want people to know. So it's like, okay, wait, you want Frank Ocean to make the iconic, like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, so you want an artist to make iconic music and movies and stuff that completely changed your life, okay, that has saved your life in moments, but also go to work. Like I don't think people get the creative process, like just the depths, the places that we are pulling from, you know. And so yeah, so it's like to even that's a whole, I don't even know how to even break that whole down. I can't even explain what it genuinely is to be an artist. I don't know. I don't even know where I was going with that, to tell you the truth. But I just feel like it's already so much to be a creative and to be an artist and to go through like the mental process that it is to bring something out to the world. So it's like on top of trying to do your creativity and now market it, now promote it, now get the venue, hang up the artwork, build the frame, like, it's crazy. It's genuinely crazy what we've been doing. Okay, like it's crazy. And then we wonder why people are burned out, or like, oh, your YouTuber that you love no longer uploads, or the rapper or singer you love doesn't sing anymore, that hasn't dropped an album in over a decade. Like, yeah. You know, like I think Chance the Rapper said it too, like, wonder why Lauryn Hill don't sing no more, or why Kurt Cobain went bang. Like, yeah, y'all, like, it's real out here, you know. And so I'm realizing, I'm gonna tell you this, I had a dream. Y'all know, look, I love a good dream. I love a good dream. So I had a dream, right? And it was really talking about receive help, girl. Receive help. I was on this old country road, just walking, sweating. I was hot. I was tired. My feet was hurting. And I was walking, and like a school bus drove up next to me, and like was just driving slow at the pace of me walking. And like the school bus driver, he was like an old black man with glasses. You know, he just old man, gray hair. So he opens up the door to the school bus. He opens up the door. I'm still walking, okay? Mind you, I'm like irritated right now in a dream, okay? I'm irritated because he's essentially offering me a ride. He's essentially offering me help, okay? It's hot out here. You can see I'm tired. He can see that I'm sweating. And myself in the dream is almost irritated with him, frustrated with him. Like, how dare you offer me help? Like, oh, what you trying to say? I can't do it? Oh, are you trying to call me weak? Oh, like, I got like competitive, like I got triggered, okay? And it was like, and so it was funny because his energy came back to me hostile too. Like, girl, get your dumb ass on the bus. Like, what are you doing? Like, I'm trying to offer you help. I'm trying to offer you a ride, okay? You aren't better, you aren't superior, you aren't stronger if you don't receive this help. Like, and I have to, it's crazy because like we say get help, we say, oh, the art of receiving, oh, you know, teamwork, all this other stuff, but I realized that I still had a lot of subconscious beliefs that was holding me back, that wasn't allowing me to properly receive help, because I saw that I had this limiting belief that to receive help made me weak. I'm like, girl, no. And what I'm realizing is that I want to create masterpieces. I want to create like large scale paintings, installations, video projects, maybe music projects, dance projects. Like, I really want to expand my creativity, and in order to do that, I can't be in all these positions doing all these different things. And so part of me even shifted my language of why I wasn't calling myself a full-time artist anymore on a main channel, because it was almost like I don't know, I feel like a part of me was saying it with pride, like, oh, like I'm a full-time artist, like I'm an independent artist, like I don't need anybody. And of course, it's funny, like when I was saying it, that's not how I felt, you know what I mean? Like, that's not what, I don't know, that's not what I meant, you know. I just felt like I was saying it, you like, I mean, because that's genuinely who I am, you know. I am a full-time artist, you know. But it's also just like, I'm realizing, okay, how much of that identity have you held on to, and how much of that is keeping you from receiving the help? How much of that identity of being like, oh, this independent artist, like, oh, I don't need no man, like, you know, the whole, like, there was the whole little movement with that. Like, how much of this is keeping you limited and keeping you from actually creating the work that you want to create? Because I can only do so much, and I can only go so far with my creativity if I'm literally going to be the talent who's making the paintings, the talent who's showing up on camera, editing the videos, doing the audio, helping Andy build a frame. Like, now, of course, you know, during that time I had help from Andy, my studio assistant Alicia, my virtual assistant Shannon. Like, I had so much help and support, which was beautiful. But what I also learned in that position of having a team, I was still the leader. Like, I was still the bottleneck. I was still the decision maker, where things had to go through me, and where I still had to make decisions that was causing me decision fatigue, you know. And it's like, as a creative, where I'm constantly already making so many decisions in my creative practice alone, like from me painting the paintings, like I'm constantly making a decision, like, okay, should I put this color here, or what should the composition be? Should I flip this around? Should a horse be here? Like, whatever, you know. We constantly making so many creative decisions. And so to put the workload on myself of also trying to figure out how I'm also going to creatively run this business, I'm just learning that just because I can do it doesn't mean that I should do it. Just because I am a talented marketer and entrepreneur and saleswoman, and I like showing up on doing this and doing interviews and doing whatever, like, I got energy for days. I think that is clear, and that is so wonderful and so beautiful. And I feel like so much of that has brought me, not me trying to drop this, whatever. So much of just who I am has brought me how far I have come. And I know that this is only the beginning for me. And I've seen so many artists in so many different industries burn out. And one of the pillars that I really value is longevity. And so, so I actually did get a job, and that's gonna have to be a whole nother Gemini podcast episode. It honestly is, because I'm starting on Monday. Okay. And it's crazy even how the whole interview came about. Like, when the universe lines shit up, it like lines shit up. What's so beautiful about it is that it's part-time. I'm only working 2 days a week, but I'm working for another artist. So like, I'm gonna be a studio assistant. Like, I'm gonna be in the position of receiving orders. Okay. Like, where I don't have to make the decisions. She's making the decisions, and she's telling me what to do. Okay. And it's so humbling, and it's so beautiful, and I'll be painting for her as well. And this is an artist who is 40 years my senior, who has been creating for literally over 4 decades. And I admire artists who are in their 60s and 70s and even 80s who still out here doing their thing, especially painters and mixed media artists and sculpture artists. And so she has this, I think I'll probably keep who I'm working for private, Just because, I don't know, I'm just realizing like the importance of just privacy and just having separate things going on. You know, like everything ain't got to be content. Okay, everything ain't got to be monetized. Everything, like, we don't got to know like all the ins and outs. Like even me even sharing that I'm getting a job, like I don't even have to share that. But I also, I don't know, I just feel like maybe also another artist might need to hear that. And this is coming from somebody who genuinely likes marketing, who genuinely likes social media, who like, and even me as somebody who enjoys these platforms and who finds showing up online as another extension of her creativity. Even if somebody like me is feeling burnt out from all of it, not burnt out, but like could feel myself potentially getting burnt out if I continue on the path, even if me who's feeling like this. And so if you are an artist who don't like marketing or don't like social media or don't like sales or, you know, showing up, like I got a damn interview. I got to be at the Seattle Opera tomorrow at 8 a.m. because the news is coming and they wanted to interview an artist. And so he like, yeah, can you come at like 8:30 in the morning? I'm like, damn, okay, bitch, gonna have to get up at 6 because I'm still going to the gym. Okay, like I gotta get my workout in. Y'all know how I feel. A sweat a day keeps the darkness away. Okay, we gotta keep our movement in. I gotta stay on my whole exercise regimen. So I'm like, yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do, sis. You gotta get up earlier so that you can make it happen. But I feel like, y'all, I'm just grateful for media, and I'm grateful for people who want to share my story. And so if there's anybody who want to give me a platform, I'm willing to take it. I'm willing to stand on it with pride, you know? And so that's how I feel about just media, social media, traditional media, like any way. Okay, I'm never going to miss an opportunity for me to like have a huger platform somewhere, you know? And so even somebody like me who's like, okay, damn, like a girl's feeling, man, she's, it's getting heavy out here, you know? Even me, I just want you to know that like you aren't alone. And also I'm making changes too, you know? And like there's so many people who be making changes and pivots and we just don't see it. And like we don't know that like, oh, they're saying that they're a full-time artist, but they actually got this other side job and they got multiple things going on and they got multiple sources of income. And it's like, yeah, now granted, everybody ain't gotta. And that's why I feel like don't be believing everything you see on the internet. Like a lot of people aren't saying everything that they have going on, which is totally fine. I also don't feel like people have to. I don't feel like we got to know everybody's business. Like, oh, bitch, lay out every source of income you got going on. Like, oh, you got a husband and he doing it. Like, we don't have to break down every single thing. But I do just want other artists and creators to know that, yeah, boo, like they're like, even the artist who I'm about to be working for, she got hella streams of income. Okay, I think if people like really knew how actual artists are making money out here, they would realize like, oh, all of it and everything isn't coming from the art itself, you know? Even with like the music industry, like I think a lot more podcasts and a lot more videos have been talking about how people aren't, you know, like making money in the same way how they are, you know, like from their music. Like now a lot of it is coming from sponsorships and deals. I think Saweetie, I think she did something like that deal with McDonald's, and Travis Scott had a McDonald's sponsorship. I think Meg Thee Stallion was, you know, doing something with Flamin' Hots, and you know, everybody like the real money, y'all, even in YouTube, the real money is from sponsorships and brand deals. Like YouTube AdSense ain't like that. I mean, I'm kind of just now getting to the point where I'm consistently making about $150 a month. Okay, 150, that's gas. That's barely gas. Okay, that's gas and that's a couple meals. I'm grateful for it, don't get me wrong, and I know YouTube is gonna keep growing, but when like as content creators, I'm genuinely doing this shit for fun. Like I've been doing this for 3 years for damn near free. Okay? For damn near free. Now granted, I love sharing my story. I'm sharing my art. I feel like I'm also kind of getting paid to market my art. Like it's definitely, I'm like, my whole thing isn't to make the videos to get paid from YouTube AdSense. Like, I'm getting paid in different ways, and that's from me marketing my own art, having patrons, of course, having the AdSense as well. So, like, I don't know, I kind of just want people to know, like, y'all, having multiple streams of income out here is actually smart. That's the best way to do it. And if you do genuinely value your art, and that's not like people who genuinely value their art can do it as well. I'm just saying, like, for somebody who has been in the game for 10 years, it does come to a point where you just like, man, have I made this particular art because I'm thinking it's gonna sell? Like, it's kind of inevitable for some of those ideas to creep up, and there is a different energy shift that happens when you are thinking about the campaign or the marketing or the branding or the promo. I was just listening to an interview that SZA did with on the Apple Music podcast, and she was saying how, like, one, she hates the SOS album damn near, pretty much, like, damn near. Like, I was like, damn, sis, like, okay, like, wow. She was being real as fuck in the podcast, and I appreciate it, like, much respect to her. But she was like, I don't even like going in the studio. Like, she, like, gagged when he was like, no, it actually looks like you have fun, like, you enjoy it. She was like, ooh. I was like, damn, girl, like, yeah. And I'm like, you know what? I love my art too much. I love painting too much. Art has saved my life too much for me to make it where I don't even want to go in the studio and paint. Like, I'm sorry. So if that means I need to go work for another artist and paint her stuff and pack her order and, like, you know, help her prepare for her show so that I'm not stressing out about my shit, then I will do what the hell that I need to do. Okay? So yeah, so that's pretty much some of the shifts that I'm making, and I just want other artists to know that, yeah, you know, there's like a whole, yeah, it's just, look, make your money however you want to make your money. And also, y'all, I see the comments on the main channel. I read the DMs, and I'm so grateful for the community that we growing over there. And I'm so honored to inspire people. But I also just, you know, sometimes you feel like you don't want to lead people down, like, the wrong path, you know? Now, of course, people gotta, like, you gonna live your own life, you know? I can't. But also, I don't know. I just want to be real about certain stuff. So you're not like, oh, let me try to get whatever. Like, nah, first of all, it's taking me 10 years to get here. And I'm even making some shifts. I'm realizing that some of the stuff that I was doing in the past wasn't the right path. Like, you know, so it's like, you gotta have your own level of discernment. You gotta listen to yourself and what feels right for you, and don't just, like, go off kind of what we seeing on the internet, you know? But yeah, so just know I'm making quite a few pivots. I'm still giving 100% to my art and my career, but it just might look different, okay? But stay tuned, y'all. Y'all gonna see what those differences and what those changes are looking like in the future. But yeah, thank y'all so much for listening. I'm gonna head on out. We'll talk soon. Peace.